and preach the good news to all creation. He said, go into all the world. Now, that means we go to our neighbor, but we also go to the nations. It's local and it's global. A lot of people don't realize every day, every single day, every time 24 hours has passed, there is a 9-mile long line of people that leave this earth and go into eternity. 9 miles long. 66,000 people in that 9-mile line leave this earth without ever encountering Jesus Christ. Every single day. A great missionary once said this: what would we do about it if the 66,000 people who die every day in unreached people groups were individuals trapped in a well? I want you to consider that for a second. I want you to think about if out somewhere far away there were 66,000 wells. And inside of those 66,000 wells, there were 66,000 people. And those people had no access to water or food. All they needed to do was to be pulled out and rescued from the pit of those wells. Could you imagine? What would you do if you knew all you had to do was reach down and pull them out? I know what I would do. I'd call my friends. I'd call everyone I know. I'd say, do you realize there's thousands of people dying every single day? There's 66,000 wells. We've got to reach the 66,000. All we've got to do is pull them out. It's so easy. They're ready. They want to come out. They just have to be helped out. I'd gather, and I'd rally, and I'd mobilize, and I'd move. But there's not just 66,000. There's 66,000 every single day. All we have to do is leave where we are and go where they are. That's missions. That's your mission. Your mission is to leave where you are and go where they are. See, guys, our parents' generation only did so much. But all the missiologists, all the people who are studying global missions, they're all saying it in unison from all over the world. The next major movement of world evangelism will not happen with people in their 40s and 50s. It will be a movement of young people. Listen closely and mark this. Only God knows the profound capacity of a young person. Most scholars believe 11 of the 12, everyone say 11 of the 12. 11 of the 12 disciples were teenagers when Jesus first called them. 11 of the 12. Jesus knew he had 3 years to rock the world, and he was going to do it through 12 guys. And 11 of the 12, most scholars believe, were teenagers. Turn to the person next to you and say, you don't even know who you really are. Now what I want to do is I want to break it down, because number one, we've got to feel the mission, but number two, we have to understand the mission. Understand the mission. I want to show you what the world would look like if you took all 7 billion and whittled it down to 100 people. If the entire world were living in a village of 100 people, here's what the world would look like. First, let's talk about origins. 60 would be from Asia. 60 would be from Asia, 12 would be from Europe, 15 would come from the Western Hemisphere, and 13 would be from Africa. That's it. The whole world was boiled down to just 100 people. Let's go to the next. As far as gender, this one's kind of obvious. 50 would be female, 50 would be male. If you go to the next one, skin color. 80 would be non-white, 20 would be white. If the whole world were boiled down to 100 people. Go to the next one. Religion, check this out. 67 would be non-Christian. 67 would be un-Christian. 33 would label themselves as Christians. Let's go to the next one, housing. 25 would live in substandard housing. I'm not talking about America's substandard housing. Our substandard housing would be like the palace. I'm talking about you're going to get a disease because you live here. Substandard housing. 25. I want you to conceive of that. 1 out of 4 in this world in substandard housing. They're living in slums. They're living in incomprehensible, inconceivable poverty. Every single day, it's their existence. 1 out of 4. Look at the next one. 13 would be malnourished. Malnourished means you're eating so little and so poorly, you're diseased. 13 of that 100. Next. Education. 2. How many of you guys want to go to college? 2 of this 100 would have a college education. 2 of the 100 would have a college education. How about technology? 4 would own a computer. Of the 100 people, if the 7 billion were just 100 people, 4 would own a computer. Here's what I'm trying to break down for you tonight, guys. You have less than a 5% chance, if you're born into the world, you have had less than a 5% chance to be born in the United States. But it gets way crazier. To be born in the United States and to be born into a place where you have exposure to the true gospel of Jesus Christ like you do here at Element, you have a fraction of a percent chance. What does that mean? It means every single one of you in this place tonight are not like almost anyone in the entire world. And you in this room tonight have such a slim, microscopic chance of knowing what you know about Jesus and knowing it here in this country in a position where you can go. What does that mean? It means you are uniquely positioned to leave where you're at and go where they are. The last thing tonight is we have to execute the mission. We have to feel it, we have to understand it, and then we just have to straight up execute the mission. Now, we're going to tell you guys tonight about an opportunity to go and shake the world in Lima, Peru next summer. How does that sound? But here's the deal. I want to give you 7 reasons that will help you who are wanting a reason to not go. I'm going to give you the top 7 reasons for you to avoid missions this summer. First, focus all your energy on socially legitimate things. Buy new stuff, hang out with friends, watch movies, watch TV, and surf the internet every single day this summer instead of going on missions. The second thing you can do, start dating someone who believes the Great Commission is a sales bonus. The third thing you can do, stay away, whatever you do, if you want to avoid coming with us this summer, stay away from missionaries, people who have gone on trips before. Their testimonies will disturb you. Their life-changing stories will not let you be comfortable about your decision to stay home. Fourth, if you happen to think about missions, think only about the areas where it's almost impossible to do missions. Think about North Korea, Saudi Arabia. Don't think about the vast areas of the globe that are open, ready, waiting for you to come. Think about the places where they're getting thrown in jail and stuff. Fifth, think about how bad of a missionary you would be based on your own failures. Don't think about people like Moses and David and Jonah and Peter and Mark, the people who made huge mistakes but ended up being awesome missionaries. Think about how bad of a missionary you would be because of your shortcomings. Next, always imagine missionaries as talented, super spiritual people who stand on lofty pedestals. Convince yourself that God doesn't use ordinary people. This will smother any guilt you might have about going.